Oh no, 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 don't sit. Don't sit down, don't sit down. So we have a bit of a problem at the moment with water where we don't want it. Despite blocking it off in as many places as we can, it still comes up this way towards our main deposit, which we really don't want to be filling at the moment because we're going to be working on it really soon, hopefully. So we have got a temporary plan to divert this water somewhere else.
Yeah, water here is pooling because we're blocking further that way, and it's making this part all muddy, which is where we come. It's like the entrance to the house. So
well, I was originally thinking to have the IBC like in between the pond and the coop, and then it catches water from the roof of the coop, and then that water can go in the pond.
if we turn the coop around so the door is facing that way and move it a bit further away from there, we could put the IBC there. Just do you want me to like break all of this and just like...
Yeah, yeah, we can put the pipe in that way. How's it going? Harder than it looks?
Yeah, it's just all stones and they're like, well, it's well built because they're like bricks. So I'm trying to break the minimum amount because the more you break, the more you break. It's kind of exponential.
Yeah.
So. Well, there you have it. I left it here because I much rather have a known problem than an unknown problem. So when we have the pipe, we will finish breaking this apart and deal with the water. 3/4 of a hole to the channel, and then the pipe will go all the way there, all the way there, all the way there towards the chickens. That's the chicken coop, and I'm out of battery.
These. I know it's going to look super ugly with the pipe just hanging over here, but it is just very temporary. Come on. Tell me it's glued. It don't be glued. This is why I never glue pieces. Because you always need them again. I don't think it's glued. Section is just a tiny bit longer than I thought. I have to see if I can scavenge some bits of pipe from somewhere else and patch it up. Nope. Well, no, probably not. Doesn't look too bad. It's very heavy, it's obviously got loads of sediment stuck in it, but hopefully I can knock that out. It's a bit bent, which is probably why I left it here, but it looks intact at least. There's that view. Just realised this this fat bit is around the wrong way. Like the fat bit needs to be on this pipe, if you know what I mean. So why? How has that happened? I've been working backwards from here. Ugh, I don't know. There's so much mud in here. There's all mud that will have washed down the track and then gone into like the underground channel that we've got where the car is, and then ended up in here. That's why the water is like so muddy. Hopefully once I join up all the pipes, the water won't be flowing through the really muddy underground bit anymore, and it won't be muddy anymore. Oh, it's deep. See how the water is all flowing like around this pipe? This was our attempt to like stop the water coming through the pipe, and that worked when there was less water, but now there's so much, it's all just backed up in the channels. It's hard to explain exactly where this water is coming from without showing you the whole system, but yeah, it's just unstoppable at this point. Alright, so Mauro has dug out the rest of the channel that we needed to open up. Let's get this pipe in place. Whoa. That's more water than I was expecting. That's just everything that was in the pipe.
Can you see if it's coming out of that one?
Yeah, one sec. Yeah, it's coming out of here. Yeah, whoa, there it comes. This part has just got so bad so quickly. Like this was all concrete, this path, not that long ago.
Oh, I'll be able to move that. Okay, push. Wait. Push now.
It's just like, it's full of water, so it's really heavy.
Yeah, it's in.
Wiggle?
It's in.
It's in. You're right about like not having an unknown problem.
So the pipe needs to go here. Like that.
It's flowing. Well, there it goes. Oh.
It's made of all of it. It's disgusting. Keep it upside down.
What do we do? Will it think it'll come out with a bit of poking? Cover your IBCs, guys. Don't leave them out in the sun like we did with water in. Ew, that's so gross.
Did it come out?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. Do you think the algae floats? Because if we fill it and it just all like floats up to the...
Yes. Yeah, it'd be better if we have more pipe so we don't crush this.
Like that. Is this going to be enough? Genius engineering. Alright, so for now we've got this monstrosity. It was the best I could find without going to the city, so it's going to have to do. Shorter hose pipe. That helps quite a lot. Still a little bit of a drip, but yeah, it's best I can do for now. Now my plan is to just take the hose pipe, move it around, put it in the ground. It's amazing how much will go into the ground before it's like completely saturated and sitting on the surface. So I think just by moving this pipe like over here, over there, over here, we'll be able to store a lot of this water. Lots of stuff will grow. We can cut it all down, feed it to the donkeys, make compost, more stuff will grow. It's gonna be good. Plant some trees. We want to get like lots of stuff growing up around the edge of the fencing so that we can kind of camouflage the fencing a little bit. So with all this water here, now's a good chance to do that. We can put lots of trees in, give them loads of water to help them get established. That's the plan. So I'm not happy with this. We're not happy with this line of posts. It's just pretty wonky. Just looking at what it would take to move them all, or most of them. Thing is, like, I just don't know how bad it's going to look when the fence is on. Probably can't see the string line, but they are all, oh yeah, you can. They're all off the string line. Not sure how we managed this. Maybe if I just move two. There's this one, which is falling outside of the string line. And this one here is also falling outside of the string line. So maybe just by moving those two, maybe. Perfect, that's what I wanted. Take the whole post out with its concrete base. Oh, so good. Just dig this hole bigger over here. Okay, well this big stump is obviously why this one was so out of place. I actually think that with just these two moved, it's looking loads better. I think this is about as straight as any of the other sides, so I was wondering whether to just move all of the posts and get them like perfectly on the string line, but if I start doing the rest of these, then I don't really have a reason not to do every single post, and I'm not going to do that, so I think we're just going to leave it there. So I've also just dug out a little bit so that this pipe can go under the fencing. There was a little like olive tree kind of growing out of the stump, so I managed to get them both out at once, so that was cool. Alright, it was explained to me how these work, but that was many months ago. Doesn't the wire have to go through that hole? So how's that going to work? Alright, let's just try it out. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. When we started this chicken and duck food forest project many months ago, we honestly thought that we'd done the majority of the work getting all 20 posts in the ground, because that was a lot of work, and we thought that we just had a few more bits to do to finish it off. But wow, we were so wrong. Not only did we have to get the fencing doors in place, but we had 12 supporting posts which still needed their holes digging and concreting in. And although this was all so much easier than it had been during the summer when we started this project and the ground was rock hard, it still took us way longer than expected. Smells like fennel. Have you made yourself a little nest? So the fencing doors that we bought came with their own support posts, which I didn't realise. So we actually have 4 extra of these. So we're putting an extra support in the middle of the long runs. Why not? Might as well use them. This is how our dead hedge is looking right now, by the way. It's dried out quite a lot. I thought that as it dried it was going to get like really loose because all the leaves were going to fall off and there was going to be a lot more empty space. But it's actually like toughened up a lot since it's dried because all the branches have obviously dried out and dried in place. Yeah, there's still a lot of leaves left to fall off, but I'm actually feeling really happy with it. Right, it's time to start concreting in some of the posts.
Have you explained on video the saga about this second door?
No, I haven't.
So we bought these 2 doors together because we need to, obviously. And then,
Well, not obviously, we've decided to have 2 entrances.
like we bought them together.
Oh, right.
But then a friend of ours, the door of their dog pen collapsed. So they saw our door and we offered it to them and said, like, take it temporarily. But then it was such a good solution for them that we said, well, just install it with cement, with everything, and buy a new one for us. They bought another door. It came a while later. Then it was broken and they had to like return it, and then like there were holidays in between and it was like a whole saga.
I think they sent the door back and forth like 4 times or something in total, and the company kept sending back the broken one.
Yeah. So it's very...
which was a misunderstanding. No shade to Cercados online. They've actually been very good. Thank you. Anyway, we have our 2 doors now. Oh yeah, all of that is not really the reason why we haven't installed these doors yet. We just got distracted for about 2 months building that roof over the utilities area. Yeah. That's why these doors are not installed. Put it in place. Do we want it opening outwards or inwards? I don't know actually.
So surely this is designed to push in.
The top, it clearly is higher than these. Alright, I think we know what we're doing with the door now. Took a little bit of time to figure out like where exactly it had to go and what we were doing with all the like tensioning pieces. It's all very boring, but yeah, we did some experiments this morning, we figured it out.
Can you get me more water soon?
More water, yeah. Like, you know, we wanted to do like some sort of... Yeah, no? Made enough cement there. What are we working on today then?
More cementing of fencing posts. Down here.
Well,
We don't have a single spare on these.
I don't think so. I don't know how to put the right amount.
Such a waste of cement. Look at that. Yeah, the posts are barely in.
2, 4, they only need 8.
Like this one and put this one in place and then
Yep.
I think that's in a batch.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it by eye. That thing was stupid. The first line looks super wonky, then I'll think again, but I think it'll be fine. We still haven't figured out what to do about this situation when the fencing goes up. It's not that I didn't think of it when we did this, it's just that I thought that a solution would come to me by the time we needed a solution, but it hasn't, so.
Classic Harriet.
Yeah, that's how I do things. Too good at tying these wraps, can't breathe. How many of these have we got left to do then?
2.
2! These 2, oh my god, we're so close. Right, all these are in the right place, so we'll put the wire in, and if it's just doesn't work, we'll just have to...
But how will you, like...
It's just gonna add a lot of friction, right? Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Maybe it's all wrong.
Now I'm really scared.
It's gonna be fine. You know, if your bone got cemented in here, you would be very sad, and I would be very happy. Finally, the 2 support posts were in the ground, as was the little post for my tap, and it was time to run the support wires around the outside. Having done this step before for a different kind of fencing on the old donkey enclosure, I was pretty sure that this would be a very straightforward job. The final step before we had a big group of friends coming around to help us actually attach the heavy fencing rods themselves. However, it turned out we had a bit of a problem.
Like if you're gonna have to pull through all of them,
Yeah.
but you're already struggling to pull it there. Is there any remote chance that either they didn't understand you or you didn't understand them?
They're gonna be like, why are you using these things for this job? It's gonna be my fault. I'm gonna have misunderstood something, and they're gonna.
The problem is gonna
think
be
we're
like if
idiots.
like the poles are wrong.
No, this is the kit. This is how it works. There's nothing else. Like, poles are not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this is the right piece. So when I go to the shop and ask if they have something else, because it doesn't feel right.
Story of our lives. Right, 20 of these, please, Senti. Can you find us 20 of these ones? I would help, but the baby. Yeah, we were wrong. We were very wrong. I was wrong. There were a lot of pieces that we needed, actually. Okay, I'm not sure if you could hear what I was saying in the car with all the rattling, but we have got a different approach now. These are not right. Most of these are unnecessary, so I'm going to go around and take them all off. What we did learn though, and thank God we went to the shop today to actually figure out what we were doing, is that the simple torsion wire stuff is not that easy to bend around the corners. We did actually manage it with the temporary chicken coop. I'm just looking at it now and it is bent around the corners, so it is possible, but it's not ideal, and it's a lot easier apparently to do it in just like straight rows. So we're gonna have to cut, or not cut, but unravel, detach 4 separate pieces. Well, no, more actually, because we've got the doors, so actually 6 separate pieces, and do it in like 6 sections. I don't know if this makes any sense, but it's Friday afternoon. We have a work party tomorrow. We have about 7 people coming to help with this, so this afternoon we're just going to get everything set up for that. I think just make sure one final time that we actually know roughly what we're doing, and yeah, tomorrow we will get the fencing actually on. After spending the rest of the afternoon undoing the work I'd just done, we were ready to try again at getting the tensioning wires in place. Alright, back to square one. So these are in fact what we need to attach the tensioning wires to the posts, and they were kind enough to lend us their tool for attaching them because they didn't sell this particular tool. I think they should probably just sell it, but whatever, we can use this one. I bought the caps. I'm actually really excited about putting these on because it's going to be the final thing and it's going to feel so good. More bolts. Can't remember why we need these. More of these things. Okay, let's go. Let's see. We've got like 2 hours. Let's see if we can get everything ready for the work party. Wire is tied to here, but how does the screw... So can we get a screw? Oh, we can, just about. That's good. Still, doesn't seem quite right though. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Alright, take 2. Thankfully, in the nick of time, we figured it out and we were ready for our friends to come the next morning and help us with the fencing rolls. Although we hadn't managed to get all the wires in place the day before, now at least we knew what we were doing more or less and what accessories we needed to use, and this step really didn't take us that long at all once we had everyone helping. It's going well. We're learning something. We should make a video about how to put up this fencing, because the video that we needed to see did not exist.
Yes, it does. We watched it.
Why are we still so confused then? It's a bit scary putting the wires and everything up, because once they're up, like nothing big is going in and out of that space. Like that IBC is staying there. All right, so for the top one, we could put the tensor on that side, start the wire on that side, and then like on that post, and it will just like have the friction of like one bracket.
We put the tension there. I don't know.
Ew, Santi. Yeah, let's do the other ones and leave that one. Hello. Alright, today's the day. People are arriving. I'm on coffee duty, I think. Haven't even fed the animals yet.
You put it inside, you bring it, you put it on the other side, cut the
You're gonna get a new house today, chickies.
the fence. Well, you don't cut it.
Now, this is the first test of how strong our door is.
90 grados, vale, y le pongamos más cerca del tanque.
Oh yeah, oh I wanted to do that bit. That looked like the most fun bit. I wanted to come and put the cups on at the end. How's it going, would you say?
It's going well. I think all the wire logistics was a bit more complicated. Like we spent most of the morning doing the wires, but I think the fencing is going to go quite quickly. So
It sounds like famous last words to me.
no, I think the actual putting of the fence is going to be the easiest part.
Nice channel digging.
That's done most of it.
Yeah.
Done that hard work.
The child labour team has been on the hard work. Clockwise. Pivot. Pivot. Simon's not in position.
Ya, 1, 2, 3. ¡Hola! ¡Hola! ¿Qué pasa? Ya, lo tenemos.
Whoa. Yay! Woo! Is everyone okay? Two sides up.
That's
Okay. Now it goes that way. Okay, cool.
Make the measurements on the wire, separate the wire what we don't
Okay.
need, and then try to bring the wire with 4 or 5 people like that.
Bring the whole piece. Okay.
Yeah, here and fix it.
Okay.
La cinta la he dejado por.
It was getting late in the day, and of course we had underestimated how much work there was still left to do, but finally it was time to put the last piece in place. We are so lucky to have such a great group of fun and capable friends who are always eager to jump in and help, especially if there's pizza and wine involved. These fencing rolls actually weighed a ton, and it really did require a lot of pairs of hands to move them into place. There's absolutely no way we could have done it ourselves. Santi, Santi! It's Santi! What are you doing, Santi? Coming to help?
Can you roll it?
I help you, yeah.
I'm sorry, no, the other one. Oh no,
This one?
I think so.
Yeah?
You see, it's go. And now
We've got the stuff around. And that was like such a tiny amount, and this is like 70 meters.
yeah, 75 I think.
Yeah.
Even.
The sun's come out again. Yay!
I'm not sure if this is just us, but as you've seen, we found it easier to lay the rolls out on the ground and measure the pieces to size before then manoeuvring them into position. It worked quite well for us, although I know that a lot of people will say that we should have rolled out the rolls along the fence. We tried, it didn't work, it was easier to do it this way. And once they were in position, it was absolutely fine. We just attached them to the support wires and it worked out really well. Honestly, I can't believe we got this project finished after so many months. I'm actually so proud of us, not just for doing the work, but for organising everything that needed to happen to get it finished, with our friends, with the pizza, with the work day. A lot of work went into this, not just from us, but from all of our friends. And yeah, there are still some finishing touches to do with this whole area, but the main work is done. We had a vision and it actually kind of came to fruition, which doesn't often happen here, and we are super happy to see it done and to see the chickens and the ducks here enjoying their new space. They seem to really enjoy it. They haven't even explored to the furthest reaches because it is a massive space. And yeah, it's going to be a lot more convenient for us now, and we are going to expand our flock in the near future as well, because we do have all this space and our chickens and ducks are a little bit lost here in the corner. And yeah, so stay tuned for that and to see how this area develops over the coming months. But for now, I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this project finished as much as we did, and we will see you next week.